I'm Dee Hatch, and I am going to be talking to you about one of the first jobs I ever had and what it was with me. It's called Beauty and Truth. It's part of a four-part thing that I wrote. I experienced the first great adventure of my life when I got an after-school job at Eckers drugstore in Corning, New York. I didn't realize then that it was as valuable as the book learning in my school. Eckers Drugstore was not your traditional drugstore with a soda counter and hot dogs. It did have a reputation for one of the few places in Corning, New York, where you could purchase fine perfumes and cosmetics such as Elizabeth Arden and Dorothy Gray and Chanel No. 5, among others. The whole area was presided over by a lady named Jane Kirkendall and her assistant Peggy O'Neill. Jane had attended several seminars presented by these companies on how to use their products and improve your face, your skin, your hands, your nails, your feet, your hair, and whatever else needed upgrading in your appearance. Since I was only using lipstick, there was little Jane could enhance to have me try. I did learn what all the different lotions and creams were supposed to do. And I remember Peggy, by her parting blessing every night, "May the angels kiss you and the devils miss you." I use that even today. One afternoon near Christmas, an imposing-looking woman walked in and asked for 13 5-ounce bottles of Chanel No. 5 and told me to have them gift-wrapped and charged to her account and delivered to her home. "Certainly," I said. What is your name and address?" "Mrs. Amory Houghton," she snapped back. Mrs. Amory Houghton was probably the most important woman in town, the wife of the Avery Houghton, who was president and CEO of the Corning Glassworks, an international company in our town. She was also the national president of the Girl Scouts of America at that time, and I was a Girl Scout from Brownie rank up. I attended an event once where she had worn an adult scouting uniform and gave a thrilling talk on the merits of scouting. "Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Houghton," I said. "I didn't recognize you without your uniform. I'll be glad to handle this." She looked at me skeptically and added, They need to be there by tomorrow." Just then Mr. Ecker appeared and greeted her enthusiastically and assured her that this would be handled promptly, and she thanked him and left. "What did she say to you?" he asked. "Well, I said I had asked for her name and address, and when I found out who she was, I explained I'd only seen her in her Girl Scout uniform. I was pleased he trusted. He said, 'Well, you better get busy and wrap them up. Use the fancy paper,' he advised." I was pleased that he trusted me to do that. I had become rather adept at wrapping packages, and gift wrapping was the most fun. Several years later, when I was an editorial trainee at Life magazine, I got to do a little article on creative gift wrapping with whatever you had at hand, newspapers to tissue paper. On another day, I learned just how powerful the brand name Chanel really was, and that was long before anyone had ever heard of branding. One day, two very well-dressed women walked into the store, spotted a bottle of Chanel No. 5 on the stage, and picked them up. Actually, it was a dummy bottle filled with alcohol and used for window displays and exposure where exposure to bright light could spoil the product. I was just changing out another window and hadn't had the chance to put the bottle back in storage. One lady picked up the bottle, unscrewed the top, and inhaled deeply. "Oh, don't you just love Chanel number 5, she purred as she passed the bottle to her friend. "Indeed," responded her friend, who also sampled the fragrance. I thought better of correcting their impression. In a drugstore, there are a lot of things you keep to yourself.